Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Sorry, my eyes are like bulging out only because I'm like so sleepy right now, like absolutely sleepy. But I actually wanted to make this video because I feel like this is such a strong, absolutely incredible verses, or a set of incredible verses, or that I had come across in the story of Prophet Yunus. So in the Quran, the story of Prophet Yunus goes, as we understand that he was found to be, well, he's our Anbiya, right? But he was found guilty for a certain action, and he was stuck in the belly of a whale. And of course, at that time when he was stuck in the belly of a whale, he cried out to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I'm just kind of doing a recap here. So he cried out to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saved him. So I'm fast forwarding it. I'm gonna fast forward it to the beautiful part. Okay. Now, this is a simple version of it. It's fully explained in detail, but it's a simple version of it in the Quran. So as I study both Quran and Injil. Okay. So this is what I came across in the Injil. And in the Injil, it actually goes on a little bit further about when my battery is low, so I don't know how long this is going to last, but I'll try as much as I can to finish the story. So in the Injil, it's talking about how when Prophet Yunus, or Jonah, when he gets out of the belly of a whale or the fish, right? When he gets out, he makes a promise to the Lord to go into the town. I believe the town's name in the Injil was Nineveh, or I can't really pronounce it, but Nineveh, or something of that sort. So when Prophet Jonah goes into that town to do dawah, what happens is he goes into the town because it was going to be destroyed. That it's a message of doom that he's conveying. Like, okay, this, of course, the warning sign is always going to be of destruction, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to wipe out the town if you people don't get your acts straight together, right? So that's pretty much what it really usually always is. So now, as he goes on to preach the message, the whole entire town, including the king, goes ahead and changes, they pray, they fast. Even the animals are fasting at that time too. Like, the humans are making the animals do the same thing, and they're completely dressed in what I would like to term righteous clothing, because that's, if you go back to the Quran as well, we understand that the righteous clothing is the best. To completely become simple and, in that mannerism, and fast and do the whole thing, the whole 9 yards, right? So now the whole entire town is doing the same thing. So is the king. Everybody is on point. So now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives them mercy, and we don't know this part yet, right? We don't know what's going to happen after they're commanded to do what they were told. They're doing it. Now, what does Prophet Yunus go ahead and do? He goes ahead and he goes and sits. He sits somewhere, and now it's like scorching. I wish I could find the chapter, but I lost the chapter when I was reading it, so I know I could go and do all that stuff, but I'm tired. It's just I want to get to the point. So the point is, he goes ahead and he sits down. After doing all his dawah, he goes ahead and he sits down, right? And as he sits down, he can't take the sun, right? So as a mercy from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to shade him, he goes ahead and he creates a vine. It grows, and in one day, and it shades Prophet Yunus. So the next morning, well, according to the Injil, the next morning, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes it die. So when he makes it die, Prophet Yunus, of course, he's just waiting for the whole entire town to get destroyed. Like, he's thinking it's going to get destroyed, right? So Prophet Yunus, when the vineyard gets destroyed, he gets very upset. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asks him, why are you angry? So then he goes like, I'm angry because, the vine that you had gave to me or whatsoever is destroyed. Okay, so when he says this, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's response is, you're angry over a vineyard or like a vine that I've created in one day, okay, and the next day I destroyed it. But did you think about, kind of like he's asking, did you think about like the 100 and I think it was 24,000 people I sent you to, and how I care for them, how I take care of them, and I did all of these things. So he is mad that one vineyard or one vineyard Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created, and then he destroyed, give death to it the next day. So he's the one that gives life, and he's the one who gives death. But there he is sitting there thinking that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will immediately, destroy the whole entire town with 124,000 people. You understand? So do you understand what this is getting at? That it is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, okay, that gives, like life, gives death, but not only that, he takes care of everyone. So if you think that he doesn't care, that's like impossible, especially when he's the most rahmah and rahim. He has the most love of all for everybody. Like everything that he creates, he knows exactly what to do with it. You understand? So even if we're not thinking about it, suppose say, right? Sometimes you get mad and you just like, you're either supposedly astaghfirullah, you're like, okay, this is a normal type of a feeling for human beings when they cannot bear the burden anymore. Majority of the people, astaghfirullah, they're like, I can't take it anymore. They wish death upon themselves. They wish all of these terrible, terrible things. And sometimes they even wish death upon other people. They go through all these things and they don't actually think about the fact that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is their creator. He created them. Not only did he create them, but he takes care of them. He provides every little thing. Like, you have to understand, if a leaf does not even move without the permission of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it means that everything that we're even receiving is out of what he provides for us, what he gives for us. You understand? It's him that gives. Everything goes through him. You see, he is time. Like, there's no time for him. So specifically, if you think about it, everything is drafted out by him personally, through everything. Like, everything is in perfect proportion, everything is in perfect measure. So if we think about this, our whole entire life, every little detail is, the concernment comes from him. Every little thing is, it's like every step of the way we are being taken care of by him. You understand? And for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala not to have cared about us, that doesn't make sense. He created the whole entire dunya for us. Whole entire dunya was created for us to be in servitude, as a place of, you can say, dwelling, of course, as we know. But not only a dwelling, but the fact that he did this, he created, this whole entire dunya to serve us, to fulfill our needs, anything that we need, etc., etc., etc. But what little type of capacity do we have? Like, how small is our thinking? How small do we think when we don't think about that Allah is the one that's the creator, or he is the one that gets to decide, not only decide, but he cares more than any one of us will ever care. You understand? He cares more than any one of us will ever care about each other. Not only about each other, but what to do with this, like in perfect proportion. If you give this dunya, okay, to a person to rule, you understand, they won't have sabr, number one. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one with sabr. He is the one with sabr. They are not rich, and I mean like not rich not only in wealth, but they're not rich in the heart. Because you give the dunya to humanity to rule, it will be to a certain point when they cannot be able to handle it anymore, and they're going to want to destroy everything. You understand? Everything. They're going to want to destroy everything. So just with that being said, subhanallah, subhanallah, excuse me, I'm so sleepy right now, at God and ilah, and just like I cannot explain to you how beautiful it was for me to have come across that and read that, okay, it is Allah who created those 124,000 people, and He's the one that took care of them. It's kind of like I said, every step of the way, like it's God, like you don't care. I'm not saying about Prophet Yunus this, but just to relate to, as in human beings, we don't care as much as or ever can even compare to how much Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala cares for us. That's His love. So I felt that love when I heard, that it's not that you take care. There are 124,000 people who don't know right from wrong. That town, when I was talking about it, that they didn't know right from wrong, and here you are, sitting there, waiting to see what's going to happen, like if Allah is going to destroy the whole entire town or not. And the thing is, of course, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can destroy the whole entire town, let alone the whole entire dunya, but, we shouldn't ask for Allah to go ahead and bring judgment upon us, and not only judgment, but things that we ask for, pay heed to what you ask for, be appreciative, and, that's that. So, yeah, I mean, other than that, I don't have nothing else to say, but good night, and bye. How do I turn this off? Live, shut off live. I could read to you something, but I need to do something or just sleep. There's no way to start talking like these Russians. Oh wow, subhanallah. MashaAllah. Anyways, good night. Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum. Just wanted to share that. Oh.